We've just begun the season of Lent. We're looking at how Jesus went the way of the cross. And today we're going to concern ourselves with a story, a healing story of Jesus. But we also see how very clearly in the background there were now people who loved Jesus, loved to see his miracles, hear his teaching, and other people hated him and hated him to the point where they intended to kill him. And the section of the word that we're considering is Mark chapter 3, verses 1 to 6. Another time Jesus went into the synagogue, and a man with a shriveled hand was there. Some of them were looking for a reason to accuse Jesus, so they watched him closely to see if he would heal him on the Sabbath. Jesus said to the man with the shriveled hand, "Stand up in front of everyone." Then Jesus asked him, "Which is lawful on the Sabbath, to do good or to do evil, to save life or to kill?" But they remained silent. He looked around at them in anger and deeply distressed at their stubborn hearts. Said to the man, "Stretch out your hands." He stretched it out, and his hand was completely restored. Then the Pharisees went out and began to plot with the Herodians how they might kill Jesus. Again, we see this divergence, if you will, in the followers of Jesus. Those who love him and those who were plotting to kill him. They were looking to see what Jesus was going to do in this specific situation because it was the Sabbath day. And the Sabbath day means rest. And people, by the law, were to rest. You could help a person according to Jewish law, but you could only help him if his life was threatened. And that was not the case here. Here's a person who had a shriveled hand. He had had it probably all his life. We take it for granted. And Jesus takes him and puts him in front of the crowd, and Jesus heals the man. And the enemies of Jesus looked at this as an opportunity to show that Jesus somehow defied the Sabbath. But we can say this, according to Scripture, Jesus is the Lord of the Sabbath. Jesus is the one that we worship. Jesus is true God. Sabbath was to be subservient to the one true God. And so we have the question of Jesus, am I here to do good or evil, to save life or to kill? Well, we think the answer to that is very clear. Jesus came to save lives. Jesus came to give life to people who were dead in their sins, to change their lives, to transform their lives, just like he has done with us. God be praised. Jesus is the Lord of the Sabbath. He is the one who knew what was happening there with those enemies of Jesus, knew that they were plotting to kill him. But he continued on the road to his suffering, his death on the cross, and most importantly, his resurrection to everlasting life.